Seemed like a good old-fashioned Big Ten game tonight. I mean, that was thought two teams playing really hard. Kind of became a little bit of a slugfest there in terms of the scoring and the pace and all that. And thought Michigan State was just a little bit tougher than we were tonight. You know, we got off to a really tough start, and their energy was very apparent to start the game. It was 11-2 or whatever it was right off the bat. We allowed them to get out in the transition, which is what they do best. Dug ourselves a 19-point hole, and then to our guys' credit, I thought we really battled and got it back to 4 there, 48-44. And we had about 3 or 4 possessions maybe when it was a 4-point game, and I just didn't think we executed real well. We give Michigan State's defense credit for that. I thought they defended us well the whole night. They had great energy. They were very physical. You know, on the board, certainly the 16 rebound differential was a factor, and I just thought Michigan State played well. They're a good team, especially at home, and you know, felt like our effort was there. We didn't quite shoot the ball that well, and you know, still kind of kept it within distance. And we got to learn from the game. And you know, it's a long season, it's a long journey. The Big Ten. I don't think anyone's going to go 18-0. So you got to try your best every night, see what you can do, and then you know, regroup and get ready for the next one. That's what we intend to do.
Chris, you over here. You talked about those 3 or 4 possessions where you had it 4 a few times, and those were things, I don't know, when watching film on Michigan State you saw earlier this year where they gave in on those things. Did you see notable progress from them in those sort of moments where things are tense and it goes one way or another?
Yeah, you know what? I just thought I was really impressed with their second half the other night at Minnesota. You know, I thought that was kind of a defining moment for them. You know, you saw them really have to dig down and get tough to win that game the other night on the road. And you know, sometimes you have those defining moments in a season where you just kind of get it and you see what you got to do. And you know, for them, they're playing a lot of young guys, and you know, certainly not having Bridges out there has been a tough blow. But they're tough. They're good. You know, they have good athleticism. They have good shooters. You know, Ward is a problem down low because you know, he commands double teams because he fouled both our big guys out, you know, and we were a big man short, not having Pardon. So, I mean, that was him getting Benson and Skelly in major foul trouble. It forced us to have to play real small for a big stretch of the game. So, you know, I mean, Coach Izzo knows what he's doing. He's a Hall of Famer. He's one of the best that's ever done it for a reason, and I have no doubts this team's going to keep getting better and better. They did a good job tonight.
Coach, right in front here, a little bit more on Ward. Obviously, you've seen what he can do so far this season. You were a man down, as you just mentioned. But what was your plan against him coming in, and how do you feel your team did against him?
Well, I think you have to try to do your best of not giving him deep post catches. You know, if he catches it with 2 feet in the lane, it's going to be really hard because then it's hard to send help. And he's so powerful and he draws fouls so well. You know, you try to push him off the block the best you did, and we were sending doubles. You know, if he got it in the post, we were sending guys down there to try to make him give it up. I mean, we had great respect for what he can do one-on-one down there, and you know, we wanted to try to take our chances on him kicking it out and trying our best to get the shooters. But you know, I thought the guy who made a big difference tonight was Winston. You know, I thought he played great. You know, running their team, 15 points, 6 assists. I thought he had a real good command out there and showed a lot of poise for a young kid in one of his first Big Ten games.
Coach, those 2 droughts at the beginning and the end of the games, what went wrong on offense there, and how do you fix that going into the future?
Well, I'll have to look at it. You know, I think part of it was they were playing pretty good defense. You know, I think they were doing a good job kind of taking us out of what we wanted to do. You know, making guys take tough shots, getting them out of their comfort zone. You know, it was hard for us because we were playing so small, so it was hard to get anything, you know, down low or in the paint. So, you know, we're shooting a lot of jump shots. We're trying to get the ball, you know, to the basket and drive, but it was physical, you know, and so they were letting both teams play on those drives a lot. And, you know, our main guys, you know, just had a tough night shooting. I mean, we're reliant. We need Gavin to give us, you know, him being foul. I mean, he's been a big key to what we're doing. He's a double-figure scorer for us. So him only being able to play 12 minutes, I thought was a big factor tonight because he's a big function of what we've been doing offensively, his ability to space the floor. And, you know, if Bryant and Scotty are going to have a tough night shooting, you know, it's going to be hard for us to manufacture a lot of points. So I just thought it was Michigan State's defense, really. I'd have to look at the film. Can we execute better? Absolutely. But I thought a big factor of that was what they were doing defensively. I thought they did a great job.
Coach, you mentioned that small lineup with Sanjay at the 5. They were able to cut the deficit in the first half, play extended minutes, kept it close. What did you see from that lineup that surprised you this game?
Well, they were just fighting. They were just scrapping. You know, it was that's all you can do. You know, if you're a little bit undermanned, a little bit undersized, you got to just fight. And you know, that's never going to be an issue with Lumpkin. I mean, that's who he is. I mean, that's what he's done his whole career. And you know, I thought that group played really hard. The problem is when you're fighting uphill all night, you get tired. You know, you have to expend a lot of energy. Just get to, so you know, part of maybe the end of the game was, you know, we're spent. You know, you dig yourself a 20-point hole here in Breslin. It's not easy to fight back, and we did. We fought it back to 4, but a lot of times you see that teams expend a lot of energy to get back into the game, and then they have nothing left to finish the game. And I think that was part of it as well, a little bit.
And you mentioned, obviously the scoring droughts and the big men in foul trouble, but you're still able to make it a game. And I know your team's not all about moral victories, but what does it say about this year's team in comparison to Northwestern teams of the past?
I mean, to keep comparing to the past, I think is silly to do. We're better. We're a better team. We're older. We're better. We're more talented. You know, we have veteran guys that have played in a lot of games, and we have fighters. I mean, we wouldn't have the record we have right now if we weren't a good team. If we didn't fight and we didn't compete and we didn't battle. You know, and sometimes you win them and sometimes you don't. And, you know, we just can't hang our heads. I mean, this is a tough venue to win in. For us to put ourselves in position after being down 20, you know, to have it at 4 there, you know, I was really proud of that. And, you know, now we got to find a way, you know, to then take the next step and get over the hump. But we're in a good spot. We're in a good spot. We're not going to go nuts. You know, are we disappointed we lost? Absolutely. We came here to win, and our guys are very disappointed we didn't win. But you know, in the Big Ten, you got to regroup. You get ready for the next game, and you try to get back out there in the winning column. So that's what we're going to do. We have about 6 days now. I mean, I think there's some teams in the league that haven't even played a game, and us in Michigan State already have 2 games. I mean, it's been a taxing week for the 2 of us as teams, and so to not have a game till Thursday, we get a chance to get home, get our legs back. You know, hopefully Pardon will be back here pretty soon, potentially on Thursday, and get our full team intact and hopefully get back to playing good basketball. All right, thank you guys. Happy New Year.